Hey guys, I am back with my Pan That Palette finale. I'm really excited about the progress I was able to make in the last couple of months. I typically did my updates for this project every 2 months. That just worked best for me. So yeah, let me go ahead and show you the progress I made. So this is the Naked Urban Decay Basics. Yeah. Let's see, we'll just sit it down there. There you go. We'll zoom in a little bit. But anyways, there you go. As you can see, I have completely cleared out Foxy, Walk of Shame, and Naked 2. I finished those, I finished Naked 2 today, actually. There was just a little tiny crumble left in it, and I finished it off. And then I have Venus and Faint left. They're shadows that I actually kind of sort of like. And then Crave. I do not like it all, and it's going in the trash. Anyways, so my future plans for this palette are actually, I was intending to throw it away, but now that I am a little bit more pale, since it's the middle of winter, I can actually use Venus as a highlight shade. So since it's working really well as a highlight shade, it's going very, very quickly. If you can see in the before and after pictures, there's a huge difference in just 2 months' time. So it's actually going pretty quickly these days. I can probably finish it off in a month, I would say. I don't know if you can tell, it's a little deceptive because there's like a little crumble of paint or shadow that's kind of stuck against the side here, but it is less than half full in this pan, and obviously it's almost halfway completely panned this way. So I am making very quick progress with that now. As far as Faint goes, it is not my favorite shadow. If it looks a little bit weird, I just I sanitized these last night, and then I used it this morning, so it kind of has a weird, I don't know, you know how it is when you sanitize them, sometimes they look weird. But anyways, as far as Faint goes, it's not my favorite shadow in the entire world, but I know how to work with it now, and I kind of know what it does, and I can appreciate what it does. It kind of just, I use it to deepen up different, like, I use it to deepen up my crease a little bit. Maybe if I use a crease shade that's not quite deep enough, like Naked 2 was a good blending shade for me, but it definitely wasn't deep enough to use in my crease. To define my crease at all, I have hooded eyes, so I kind of have to really define that area. So Faint works well for me in that area, although it's a little bit patchy, but I have figured out how to work with it and make it work. So, I am going to hold on to it. I'm going to put it in my Z palette after I finish up Venus. And, yeah. So that is my progress on this. The next palette that I have is the Smashbox palette. Let's see. This one I decided that for this palette, it is definitely my oldest palette in my collection. And honestly, these were a weird formula of eyeshadow always. They're waterproof eyeshadow. So I feel like the formula's always been kind of strange. As you can see, this one just looks a little crumbly and weird, but I feel like it's always been that way. So I wasn't really concerned about whether it had changed or not. But at this point, it's the oldest palette in my collection, and I got a lot of use out of it, and I'm content to let it go. So, basically, I never had any intention of using this shade. It's not really a shade that I care much for, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not really, never really had big plans for that one. So, this one I actually did like, but it would take me forever to use this, and considering how old this palette is, I'm just going to go ahead and let it go. This guy, I don't know if you can tell much you can tell in this pan. I'll give you a close-up here in a second. But it's actually, because of the texture was kind of hard and these were packed in here really tight, I had to swirl my brush across the whole surface of the shadow, so it's actually worn down really well. And every time I use it, it hits more pan. So it is probably another month or maybe 2 months, but it would be gone anyway, so I'm content to let that one go. And then this one as well, I like the shadow, but like I said, these are very, very hard packed into here, so they're kind of hard to get out and onto the brush. So I am content to just go ahead and let this one go. My next palette that I'm doing for Pan That Palette has a lot of shades like this in it, so where I would normally use a shade like this up, I'm content to just go ahead and let it go. Anyways, let me zoom in and see if I can't give you a little more close up and you can see. But see how flat that is? I mean, along the corners it's still kind of packed, there's still quite a bit of product, but yeah, I've really worn away a lot of that shadow. So there you go. And then this one still has quite a bit, like I said, along the corners, but it's hard to get out, and I could repress it, but I just really don't want to. I'm ready to move on, and I feel content with getting rid of this palette. So bye! Lastly, I have this Sephora palette. This palette, actually, I only had one shadow in here I was trying to use up. I put this in at about mid-year. And, let's see, I was working on this purple shadow. Let's see. So, if you can see from my last update, I kind of went back and forth. I took a break from it for a little while, but from my last update, I have actually really expanded pan. You can see it's got some pretty good, it's about to go away soon. I might repress it. I actually just added this guy into my Sweet on Project panning project. It's a collaboration I've done with a bunch of lovely ladies here on YouTube, so you should check all those videos out if you haven't already. Anyways, so as I'm working on that shade for that project, I'll probably go ahead and finish that guy off, but I'm pretty happy with that progress, so yay! Anyways, that project is now over. So, I feel like I did pretty good. I'm down one palette. I'm down several shadows. I panned quite a bit this year. I'm excited to start on my new palettes for next year. I'll be filming that intro next. And that is all I have for this evening, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye!